Alrighty, welcome back everyone. Or I guess you should be saying welcome back to me because I haven't posted a long form content video in... Actually, let's check that. In 7 months. Well, as you can see, I'm putting in a little bit more effort, trying to do this more frequently, and by more frequently, I mean at all. A lot of interesting developments in my life. I am now back in university. I am at Pennsylvania Western in Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. I finished off the outdoor season quite nicely with a 200-point PR at... What did I score? That doesn't matter. I got better after spending a year essentially training myself. Essentially. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and this is why I wasn't making YouTube videos, because it's extremely difficult to talk and get words out and articulate what I want to say. Anyway, so who am I training with? I am training with one coach, Taylor Cuddequest. Interesting thing, him and I did go to different high schools, but his high school records for the multis, for the decathlon specifically, those are the records that I broke in high school. So that's just wanna poke fun at him a little. But why do I keep touching this? But yeah, him and I were training together for a little while this past year with Coach Mecca up at 12th Rock in Middletown, New York. And that was before he retired from competing. And in about March or April, he comes up to me and he says, "Hey, I'm going to be head coach at Penn West Edinburgh. Do you want to come?" And I said, "Where is that?" "Trying to recruit more people." Taylor recruited like crazy last year, so we've actually got a really good up-and-coming program. We're trying to build the team up a little bit. And yeah, training for the past 2 weeks, we're now 2 weeks into it, has been really, really difficult. He's pushing us hard. I am constantly cooked. My CNS has not been pushed this hard in a minute, but I am getting consistent training. I was saying it all this past year, that as soon as I get consistent training, I'm going to pop off, and finally here it is. Here is the consistent training that I've been looking for. So thank you, Coach, because this is we're gonna go crazy this year. We're gonna do crazy things at nationals and USA indoors. So you all get ready for that. So yesterday was a rest day for me. Big recovery day. And I just want to clarify some things, right? I'm going to post about this on my Instagram, whatever, but recovery days, you're not supposed to maintain that heightened level of activity, right? That's the whole point, right? So all these fitness influencers, they're like, "Oh, this is what I do on my rest day. I'm gonna wake up at 6 a.m. and I'm gonna eat this guava for breakfast, and I'm not gonna eat any carbs because on rest days you don't need the fuel because you're not working." Listen, that's a bunch of BS. Stop it. All right? If you are working out and you have that heightened level of activity and you're at that next level, right? On rest days, you should be doing 2 things: recovering and refueling. So, you should be sleeping. Sleep as much. I slept for 13 hours from Friday into Saturday because Saturday was my rest day. Now, granted, I went to sleep at like 10 and woke up at 10:30. So it wasn't quite 13 hours, but I then cleaned out my fridge. I could not stop eating. I had to go to Walmart just to get extra food Then I had to go to Walmart today to meal prep for the rest of the week. Meal prepping is hard, man. That's crazy. But it's better than cooking every day. So, not that I don't do that, because I still do that. Yeah. That's honestly probably the thing that pisses me off the most on social media. That's like, oh, well, you should be doing this on your recovery days. And I'm like, shut the hell up, you know? No. Not at all. It's like, oh, I made sure to walk 3 miles in the morning, get my sunlight. It's like, dude, I was sleeping, and I'm outperforming you, so... I will say that the flip side to what I just said is that routines are very, very important. On rest days, I break my routine. I don't wake up early, but it is the only day that I break my routine, right? Every day, I wake up at 7-ish. 7-ish. It's no later than 8. Never later than 8. Just to keep consistent and to stay active, to stay motivated. And heck, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I don't even have class until 12. Excuse me. Routines are honestly what have gotten me through this past year, because if it wasn't for my strict adherence to my routines, I would not have been training at all. Because, I just got done with work. I don't want to go to the track and get a workout. I don't want to go to the gym after that, especially, I'm training until like 10 o'clock at night because I don't get off of work until 5. Like, shut up. That's what you got to say to yourself. That's what I was saying to myself. I don't want to do that. Shut up. You have to do what other people aren't willing to do. That's how you get great. If you want to be exceptional, you have to be the exception. Pretty sure Alex Hormozy said that. I'm not going to try to take credit for that. I don't want to get sued by a multimillionaire. I will say, with me cleaning out my fridge on my rest day, it's not like I was eating a whole bunch of junk food. Refueling doesn't mean eat whatever the hell you want, and that's a trap that I fell into last week. I'll be completely honest. I did it. I did it last week. I fell into that trap last week, and it was honestly hilarious because I couldn't back down, man. Tyler, he's one of my teammates. I might have him on the channel. I'm gonna try to start a little podcast thing, and he was just eating slice after slice of pizza. And I'm like, man, you gotta slow down. You can't eat all that pizza. He's like, man, you need to eat more pizza. And I said, what? I do? You've convinced me. Like, super easy for him to convince me. Dang, this chair is squeaky. So I ended up eating like 6 slices of pizza in like 10 minutes. So that was not strict adherence to my routines. But when I say I cleaned out my fridge, there wasn't anything bad in my fridge. I mean, it was chicken, it was rice, it was... Wow, that's so boring. No, I finished the rest of the grapes that were in the fridge. I had bacon, eggs, I stuffed my face with whatever I could. And honestly, because I had nothing else in the house because I'm poor. So somebody give me a brand deal, please. Anyway, I brought up starting that little podcast, right? I want to hear everybody's opinion about this podcast name. How about as a track-themed podcast? Now I'm going to claim this as intellectual property. This is mine. One of the athletes that I was coaching, so I will give credit to her, but one of the athletes I was coaching said the phrase, "Go spike yourself." And I think that honestly would be such a good brand name. So, I'm going to claim it. Go Spike Yourself podcast, coming out next week. And I will see you then.